Hi, my name is Patricia Westerhof, and my latest book is The Canadian Guide to Creative Writing and Publishing. Since this book came out, a question that I get asked at every interview is, what advice do I have for writers who are just starting to send out their work for publication? So I thought I would create a video and give you my top 5 tips. Tip number 1, make sure that your work is ready to send out. Make sure that it meets industry standards. If you've been doing a lot of academic writing or business writing, then you might think that you already know how to do creative writing, which is a little bit like someone who took piano lessons throughout their youth, thinking, I know music, I'm ready now to be a concert violinist. So you need to take the time to learn the craft of creative writing and how it's different from business writing or academic writing. Then once you've got those pieces that you think are ready for publication, you should seek critical feedback on them from a mentor author, critique partners, or beta readers, and get them to point out what you can do to make them even better than they already are. So don't waste the editor or agent's time by sending out work that just isn't ready. Tip number 2, do your homework about where you should send your pieces of writing. Writing is an art, but publishing is a business, and you need to acquaint yourself with the players in that business. That means that if you're writing short pieces, you want to find out which magazines publish the kind of thing that you do. If it's a book-length manuscript that you're looking to get published, you want to find out about the different independent presses and which one is interested in your genre or topic. And it goes the same for agents, that you want to find out who they are and what their interests are, so that when you submit your work, again, you're not wasting your time or the agent's and editor's time sending out your work to someone who's just not going to be interested in it. And tip number 3 is, when you send out your work, write a great cover letter or query letter. A cover letter is that very short letter that accompanies a short piece of writing that you submit to a literary magazine and sometimes to a contest if they ask for it. A query letter is a longer letter that introduces your book-length manuscript. And I'm going to record another video that gives you more details about the art of the great query letter. Tip number 4. Follow all the submission guidelines on the editor's or agent's website. Do they specify that they are only open to submissions certain months of the year? Do they want only a query, or do they want your full manuscript or a few sample pages? Do they specify a font size, margins? If you ignore the submission criteria, you might disqualify yourself before anyone has even looked at your manuscript. It's a little bit like showing up to a job interview late. No one's going to see what you do because you've disqualified yourself. So follow the submission guidelines to the letter. Tip number 5, expect rejection and don't take it personally, at least not for very long. You've got to find the editor for whom your work resonates. Think about it like this. If I sent you and 9 other avid readers of a certain genre, let's make it dystopian fiction, out to find what they thought was the best book in that genre published in the last 5 years, chances are all 10 of you would bring back a different book. While some writing is qualitatively better than other writing, there still is a subjective relationship between a reader and a piece of writing. So you have to find the editor for whom your work resonates, and that takes time and perseverance. You need to send out multiple pieces, multiple places strategically, and wait to find the editor who doesn't say, it's not for me, but says, I love it, I want to publish it. And while you're going through that cycle of submission, seek the support of other writers, because we all understand that cycle, the anticipation and hope, the disappointment, and then sometimes the success. My book is filled with information on how to get published, how to get your work to that publishable level, where to submit, how to submit, and the appendices are filled with information, especially for Canadian writers, about resources available to you. You can order the book from your local independent bookseller, or from Indigo or Amazon, or directly from my publisher, Dundurn Press. And I wish you every success with your publishing endeavors. I look forward to seeing your work in print.